So I've been both the disruptor who reports to the CEO and I've been a public CEO. And I can tell you, here's why CEOs want you to be the disruptor, to raise your hand, to go through the ranks, to go for it. There's very few people trying to save a company, change a company, grow a company. Most people are just doing the same old, plan their vacation, go home, get the retirement check. They know that it's changing, they just don't want it to change while they're still in the corner office. So if you're going in, you're giving them a light in the tunnel, and here's what it'll do for your career. Most of the time, a CEO is putting out fires. It's a miserable job. Feel pity for them, that's why they get paid so much. But if you're doing something new, that's something exciting and positive that takes them away from putting out fires and problems. And the more time you get, the more power you'll have, the more ability you'll have to exact that change. Move quickly, ask for more than you need in time and resources, and then deliver something that's measurable. Whatever it is, make sure it can be measured so that way you can continue to go and grow. One of the biggest mistakes startups and entrepreneurs make is they try to measure their new activity against the same standards as the rest of the company. It's not going to be as profitable. It's not supposed to be. It's not even supposed to ever make money. It's supposed to blaze a new trail. So what you have to do is, before you set out, manage those expectations by deciding what are you measuring, and measure things that you're going to win at, things that maybe the rest of the organization doesn't measure, and make sure your people are rewarded on those skill sets. Because if you don't, you're going to be held up against all the other divisions and you will fail. So when you've been anointed to be the entrepreneur in an organization and go after the big change, you're going to have one time to assemble a team. And what you're going to want to do is not go for the most senior, not go for the most experienced, but go for the person with the most passion for change. There are people that would rather have meaning in their jobs and get fired or lose their jobs than to phone it in for 40 years. And those people are willing to go the extra mile. And again, you're going to have to build your own culture, which is different than the mothership. And when you succeed, you will see what you've created culture-wise spread through the organization, because people want to be part of something that has meaning. So the easiest way for the existing powers that be to kill innovation and new idea is to call it a pilot, to call it a POC. Here, we did the test. Okay, now let's go back to what we were doing. Before you do any of those things, you absolutely have to set down the ground rules. Here's what we believe it'll achieve, and if it does achieve that, it will be funded to this degree. Otherwise, don't do it. So now you have a goal line to go for, and if you cross it, everybody on your team knows that they're going to be part of something really big. And they will fight to make that happen. If it's, we're going to do it and then we'll evaluate it with this, nothing ever happens. So for the first time in history, the public sector has the ability to do the same innovation and disruption that we see in the private sector. They have the data. 40% of all tax dollars go into IT systems, but they're not using it to move society forward. I was just working with a foreign nation right now that is doing this, and they were looking at some really interesting problems, but it wasn't based on voters or policy or history. It was based on looking at the facts, and facts will not disappoint.